I'm your co-ghost Anthony,
And I'm your co-ghost Kaylee.
and this is Two Ghosts Review Ballerina. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Two Ghosts Review. We're going to be going over the movie Ballerina from the world of John Wick.
Is that what they're calling it?
I saw titles as it came closer to releasing, like things calling it from the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
See,
but like the poster just says Ballerina or something.
I think that's really disappointing. Like they didn't have faith in this at all.
Yeah, I when they put that out there, I thought it was like they think it's gonna do bad.
We got a $5 T-Mobile Tuesday notification.
Yeah.
Like they automatically assumed that this was gonna bomb, and I got no marketing for this, and this is completely up my wheelhouse. This is like a movie that was made specifically to some of the interests that I have, and it was not, the powers that be did not put that on my radar. I didn't see literally any trailer unless we looked it up. The day that we were going to see it, I got a commercial on TV while my back was turned, and it was literally just John Wick talking. And then it said Ballerina. And I'm like, wow. Why didn't they spend more time marketing it at the beginning as being part of John Wick so that everybody just knew? And then they could focus on her.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't know how many people would know that it's John Wick or not. I mean, I obviously knew from the beginning that it was a John Wick world.
Yeah.
Like set in that world, but I don't know. Anyway, before we dive into the movie here, let's go over our poll from last episode.
What was our poll from last episode?
All right, so our poll from last episode was it was on Dead City, and the question was, does the Dama actually have Annie and Joshua?
Okay. Yeah.
What did you think before?
No.
The episodes. Okay, you thought no.
I thought no. Yeah.
We got 100% no on the polls.
Well, we were all wrong.
And
spoiler.
Yeah, and they showed up. They made an appearance. I don't think it was actually her, the actress, because her back was turned that whole time.
I didn't. I thought we got a side of her face, but.
Oh man, I might have to go back and look.
Sorry to everyone listening. I feel like I still sound bad. I'm getting over laryngitis, but this is our latest day that we could record. We pushed it as far as we could, so if I sound terrible, that's why.
So, yeah. No, I thought with that, I was going to say no, but I very much wanted to say yes. That was my thinking. It was like I want to see them, and I want to say yes, and we did end up seeing them, but I did not think that they were actually going to do it.
Yeah, logically, from the distance that they were traveling, didn't seem very possible.
Yeah. It seemed far-fetched. That, it seemed like a ploy, for Dama to get Negan on her side or whatever, but I digress. Let's jump into Ballerina. Alright, so the movie kind of opens with little baby Ballerina dancing with Diego from Umbrella Academy.
Little baby Ballerina dancing with Diego from Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So yeah, I don't remember his name, his actual character's name, but he's the dad of thinking so hard on what her name is. Eve. So yeah, so this is Diego is her dad, and they're dancing and whatever. And they live in like this like big house or something. I don't know how they. I didn't really understand like how they had this huge mansion.
I didn't understand how, which they kind of show more, like, how are they living in that big house if they're on the run from this community?
Yeah, that's what I was like. What?
Because at first I was thinking, like, oh, this is some kind of, like, mafia thing, and, like, he owes somebody money or something. I don't know. You know, just, like,
Yeah.
he's going to become collateral in a bigger thing. Like, he's not the head of anything, but he's just being put in a bad spot.
Some low-level guy, but part of the family.
Yeah, that's what I thought from, like, the first trailer somehow.
Oh.
Because to me, I was not expecting the plot of this movie to go where it did. I was
Really?
No, I was expecting her to be more of an actual John Wick, not like going to that town and like taking down an organization type thing.
Isn't that what John Wick does though?
I feel like John Wick it's much
he takes
more
down
of an individual.
like the high table.
I don't know. I thought John Wick was more of like an individual guy. The vibe was just very different. She took down like a cult.
Yeah. Well, not completely.
No, but
Cut the head off the snake, but the body is still alive.
Oh, okay. Very intelligent over there. I don't know. To me, the motive and everything felt very different than John Wick. Not just because
different.
an animal didn't get killed, but
it was different. Yeah, I think it jumped into the action or like the bigger part of their world quicker because it's already established. But like these groups that sit at the high table,
I guess
like we're dealing with more of them.
I
Quick, not like how it started with John Wick and it's like low stuff and then it builds up to this. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm not necessarily complaining. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. And the fact that they have been treating it the way that they are makes me sad because I feel like I would enjoy the second one more. And now I'm like, are they even going to make another one?
Yeah, I hope they make another one.
Devastating because there's such a market for this kind of movie.
Yeah. Well, so Eve and her dad get attacked.
Eve's dad gets attacked and she puts herself in it.
And she puts herself in it?
Yeah.
Well, she makes herself known?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying? Okay.
She wasn't being attacked.
Well, she's there when he gets attacked, but yeah, or when they break in. So this group of people break in, and Eve is hiding in the wall with her little ballerina thing.
Bad thing to run around with as like a 7-year-old.
It's kind of big too.
It's heavy and it's glass and like
heavy glass makes noise as well.
People, you shift that thing in the wrong direction and it's gonna start twinkling.
Yeah.
And like imagine you're running through puddles of blood and stuff, and you've got this heavy glass object. And you're a kid and you're barefoot. Like you're gonna drop it.
In some movies, people have like a picture of somebody or like a little toy or something.
Yeah.
No, here's a huge ballerina in a glass dome.
Expensive, like cast iron.
Yeah. Now give it to this little child so it's like half her size or something.
Yeah, I would have been like, put that down. Yeah. But he's like, yeah, sure, take it in the wall, just be quiet.
Take the noisemaker with you, but be quiet.
Any other music boxes? Do you want to bring a bell?
I got a cowbell. I got a kazoo.
You want a slide whistle, Eve?
Just remember to be quiet. Anyway, yeah. So he's getting attacked, and he's he's fighting, and this is, we're starting to get just the refreshing, great fight choreography right off the bat
Oh yeah.
with this, and it really, like I said, refreshing to see. Like
Mhm.
they do it so well, and it's all throughout the movie. But
Well, in this, I think that I was a little taken out of it a couple times during this movie, which I'll get into as the situations come up. But yeah, once I had realized this was Diego, all I was thinking was like, oh yeah, they pulled him, cast him, and contacted him because, he does choreography in Umbrella Academy.
yeah,
So it just translates well. I sometimes I want to see people that I know, and sometimes I want it to be all people I'm not familiar with.
yeah,
And then this, I would have preferred it to be all people I'm not familiar with. Diego, I could have been cool with because I only know him from Umbrella Academy, and like he was a smaller role.
yeah.
But
Well, he was an equal role, you know, in that, but to the rest of the family, I guess. But I did like that he was, yeah, he was a good pick because just of his power in Umbrella Academy, like throwing knives and all that stuff. I thought, yeah, that's a good fit to cast him in this. I mean, it's a little typecast, I guess, but like,
yeah, but if you were
you know.
gonna put that work in to learn choreography and
Yeah.
weapons with it, that takes a special kind of when you can't always use a double. Like in these movies, I could be wrong, but obviously they use doubles, but the actors have to learn
They do a lot.
lengthy because they don't cut as much, which is part of the film style and like the feel of the like series. But the actors have to do a little bit more than
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a typical movie.
It seems like, yeah, the actors, at least Keanu Reeves, puts in a lot more work in learning all that fight choreography and getting good at it and learning how to use weapons for real and stuff. So, yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is what actors should be doing.
Yeah. So yeah. So that this guy comes in. It seems to be the leader of this little group and tells Eve's dad that he can either kill himself or kill this leader guy, and he and his daughter will die anyway. And so Eve's dad is like puts the gun to his head, and that's when Eve pops out.
Yeah, she doesn't want him to kill himself.
Yeah. And everything goes crazy. But Eve ends up getting a gun, and she shoots a guy that I think had her dad, if I'm remembering that correctly, right?
Yeah, her dad was fighting pretty intensely, and I think was being overpowered.
Yeah.
And she pops him. She pops a guy that's overpowering her dad, and
so this is this is her first kill. We think, I guess. I mean,
it's her first kill from the way that she acts.
It seemed like her first kill. Yeah. So get that, and then her dad starts to rush her out of this house, but puts a bomb on the, like, I guess gas lines or something, and completely obliterates this house. This house goes up crazy, the whole thing. And then
he's shot on the way out as well.
Yeah, he's shot on the way out, and ends up dying down by the water. How sad.
So now she's out here with this bloody ballerina music box.
Yeah.
And wanders to the police station.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't really show that.
Is picked up by the police.
Yeah, I'd assumed the police
in the hallway on
came
her own. Like, she's just out there unaccompanied. No one paying attention to her with blood on her face. in the
Nobody
lobby.
wiped her off.
Yeah.
Like,
In the lobby of this police station, just sitting there.
yeah, and then we get Winston
Wonderful Winston.
showing up, and he offers her a new family, and she accepts. Which
I didn't know how.
yeah,
How
go
was
ahead.
he showing up there? How did he know?
I don't know. I don't know what country this was. It felt like not America, because that's where we usually see Winston.
Yeah, that's where he is, always at his
Um,
hotel.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly where this is, but I don't know. It was young Winston because his hair was darker. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, the same old face, but they darkened his hair to make him young Winston. So
Stop, you're gonna make me. That's my favorite. Like, that's like, here we go, a little tangent. I love it when they try and do something like that. That they don't de-age the actor at all. They just tweak something.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite in most recent times was in Black Widow when they do the flashback and they need to make Scarlett Johansson look younger, so they give her more earrings and like do this terrible like bronzer on her cheek in the car when she's like, I'm like, what is going on? She's young, so you're giving her more earrings?
My favorite one that I've never actually seen, like, in the actual show, I've never watched it, but I've seen it online, is the Dexter one. They literally just put a wig on him. Nothing else. Like, they didn't even try. Like,
in like the regular original Dexter movie.
Original Dexter, yeah, it's like the exact same face as Dexter. Like, they didn't tweak it. They didn't do any kind of like makeup, anything. And they just put like a wig with like longer-ish hair or something on it, and that's like Dexter as a teenager or something.
That's terrible.
Yeah. It's really bad.
I'm looking it up. Oh no! Oh no!
Pulled out all the stops for him.
Let me turn my brightness up.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same. He just looks he looks a little like Lord Farquaad with the hair.
No.
My goodness.
No, people are
Yeah,
saying
he's got
he
the-
looks like
the
Peter
swoop.
Dinklage.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
He does look like Peter. Yeah.
No.
It's like Game of Thrones or something. Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
Studios spend millions of dollars on the de-aging technology. Dexter creators.
Put a wig on him.
Put a wig on him. It kind of looks like a Lego hair. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like they put Lego hair on him.
Oh no.
Anyway, all right, we gotta get back to this. So we're still with the kid, with Eve as a kid, and she gets taken to the Rusco Roma.
I'm in love with the Roscoe Roma. I would like to go.
You want to go to the Rusco Roma?
I think I would have been I could do that.
Been a candidate?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. One thing though, with like Winston and all that, I think he mentioned, just like Eve's anger or whatever, and pointing it in the right direction and all that. I didn't really get that from the girl actress. Like,
The little girl?
yeah, well, maybe even starting as she got older too, but like, I didn't feel the anger from her. I felt like she was very just more closed off than anything.
There's different kinds of anger.
I know, but like they kept saying it, and I just didn't feel it from her.
It's because you don't understand
So
female rage.
maybe I don't. Whatever, but that's just something I
Fight
wanted
like
to throw
a
in there.
girl.
Fight like a girl. Yeah, so yeah, they take her to the Ruscaroma, or Winston does, and she has a meeting with the director.
I love the director.
You love the director?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me everything you love about the director.
That is who she was meant to play. This and Morticia, I can't decide. I think that they're both perfect for the different ages.
Yeah.
But like, she's just so good. I feel like she should really live in a place like decorated like this. Like, she should dress like this. This is who she like. This is the aesthetic that she feels like to me.
She really brings that, like, I don't know, what's a good word for that? Just like she's very calm about the situation, but she's taking care of it, kind of thing. Like, she always has that kind of vibe to her, I feel like.
Well, they all do. All the like, and she's not at the same level as like Winston, but
no, yeah, you're right.
they all at a certain point.
But I feel like she had it a little more. Maybe not. I mean, maybe on par with Winston, but like I'm thinking like of the guy from this other group that she fights. That he fights. Like he's different, you know.
Yeah,
so
she's a lot cooler.
Yeah. So yeah, she joins the Ruscaroma, and we get a 12 years later time jump. And this was probably your favorite part of the movie, I'd assume.
Oh my!
Because this is like all the training and everything.
Literally about to like melt out of my seat. I liked the, whatever 2-minute intro to Black Widow, and this was like, it felt like 45 minutes of that. Was it 45 minutes? Absolutely not. I was eating it up. This is like, I want a movie of just this. It's so good.
The Ruska Red Room or something.
Yeah. Whatever this is, more please.
Ruska Red
Especially if it's voluntary. I like that about it too. That these were people that chose to be here versus being like abducted,
Yeah.
and forced into it. These people wanted to be there, and they wanted to be there, and they, not to say that they were like doing good, but like they were there to do good, kind of thing.
It felt like, like they thought they were doing good, kind of thing, like in their own, in their own mind.
I wouldn't even argue that they're doing bad, though. I mean, like, I guess it depends on the individual.
Yeah.
But like, John Wick is he's got the moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like depending on the individual, it seems like they're given plenty of opportunity to come out that way.
Yeah.
Like, they're supposed to be good.
Yeah. And Ruscaroma is like a big part of the John Wick stuff. Like,
that's where he's comes from.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, so, yeah. There's like other groups which are not good. So yeah,
I feel like this
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go over a little bit of the training here. So we get her dancing and bleeding.
I will say,
her little toes getting all bloody.
She's and falling, slipping in her own blood and getting back up. In the John Wick movie, when he comes down the stairs, and this is happening in the movie, I remember saying out loud, "I want a movie about that." Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
As soon as I saw it.
Yeah, I think you said it multiple times.
Yeah, well, this is what I wanted, a movie about this.
Yeah.
And I got it. I'm tickled.
Tickled. Okay, so yeah, we got her slipping on her blood. We get the, like her fighting the boys, and that's where we get that wonderful line about saying "fight like a girl," which, like, the line is kind of cringe, but I liked the message of what
Yeah.
she was trying to tell her, and like when she started fighting, I liked the kicked him in the balls, then like
Yeah.
popped him in the ears on both sides, get him off balance, kind of.
Well, when you're a
and
girl,
then-
most of the time, you're not as strong, you're not
Yeah.
as big, but you can be faster. That's why they do the ballet. The boys, they don't make them do that. They train them differently, but when you're a girl, you have to do that. You have to be quick, and yeah, you have to fight dirty. Kick them in the balls,
Yeah.
man.
That's what I like. That's what I said earlier. It's like, that's what I like about this movie, and at least this part, is that you get to see kind of like they're acknowledging that she's different than the boys, and that she's got to fight a different way and use that to her advantage and lean into it. And I liked that.
And I wouldn't even say that that's like cheating. You've just
No,
gotta.
you're using what you have. Like
you're doing what you can.
Yeah. I like. Here's the thing. I get the respect between the men not hitting each other in the balls, kind of thing, which it still happens, but like I think there's like a respect there, kind of, like.
We can do so much more. Why do that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, be a man and fight me, right? And then, but like, the girls have to fight that way. Like, it's fair for them to do that and use it to their advantage. And yeah, I just think that the men are a little more like, oh, we don't want to do that to each other.
I'm pretty sure guys have hit each other in the balls in a John Wick movie, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have. It happens. But, like, for the most part, they don't. And there's a certain respect to that.
If your life is on the line, would you hit somebody else in the balls?
Yeah,
okay,
I would.
Because these guys are fighting to the death in these
But a lot of them are, like, assassins, and, like, they're fighting each other. Like, I don't know. I see, like, them just, like, respecting that. Then it would really just be everybody kicking each other in the balls. And everybody's incapacitated, basically.
Can you build resistance to that?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay, well.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to find out, okay? So, yeah, get that. Then we get this, I guess it's overlaid. It's kind of like a montage of stuff and her progressing.
I like
in that.
Are you talking about the part where you have to cover your mark?
Yeah, but that's like looped in with like the fighting the boys and like the dancing. It's all overlaid, and like her practicing shooting and stuff like that. But yeah, protecting the mark. Yeah.
I loved that so much.
It was good. Yeah, it was like one of my favorite parts of this little montage. But yeah, just seeing them like all over up on top now, shooting down at her. Like.
Well, the way that she kept tucking the girl behind her just made me think of Thunderbolts when Yelena ties Bob to her back. Like, just stay behind me. That's what she wanted. It just made me think, like, imagine if
that's what Yelena was trained to do.
If
just
that's
like
what she
her.
was trained to do, and yeah, just stay behind me, and he wouldn't do it. So she's like, fine.
Loosely ties him.
Literally make you stay behind
and
me.
And he falls out of it, basically.
But I don't know. It's just like, yes, this is what I wanted to see. How do you get to that point?
Yeah. It is. Yeah, it is good that, like, it's interesting because it is giving almost more backstory for something that's not even in this universe. It's giving backstory. I
could imagine.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you can imagine, like, Red Room training and stuff like that in the MCU for Natasha and for Yelena, but we don't see it. We don't really get to see it very much.
No, because they hate money.
Yeah. But this is like, you can basically take this and plop it in and just replace the people, and
that's what
this
I
is
will
what
do
happened.
with my mind.
Yeah.
At least I'm safe inside my mind. But yes, Roscoe Roma training, fantastic. And I did like... Oh, I don't want to jump too far ahead here. Okay, yeah, I was going to skip ahead. I was going to skip this next point here.
All right, well, let's talk about this point then. John Wick comes in and talks to her a little bit. And what was she saying? She was
asking if he was the Baba Yaga.
Yeah, but like, wasn't she asking like, how do I be as good as you or something like that? Right?
Yeah, she wants to be the best.
Yeah, which, yeah, he was telling her like,
get out.
There's still time for you to get out of this.
Yeah, that's what the commercial I saw said too. And then it said Ballerina.
Ballerina in theaters, June whatever.
Literally, it was just like John Wick saying that there's still time for you to get out. Ballerina. I'm not even kidding you. I barely registered what was going on, and then I was like, is that a commercial that's only John Wick, who's not even in this movie, really?
He's in it quite a bit.
There was a lot more than I thought.
Yeah,
we'll
me
get
too.
there, but yeah. He was telling her to get out and that the door was unlocked for now, but one day it would lock, and she's like, I don't care, I want to be you.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that, along with what comes along here a little bit later, but just like the warnings that she's getting about it. I like those getting dropped in. Oh, yeah, this is the other part that I was referring to. She has to do her final test.
Okay, but she was being held back from it. That, the director, like, I don't know what the deal is with her, because I feel like she has this special, like, feeling for, like, John, and now she was holding her back. She's like, I'm ready, why won't you let me do it? And she's like, oh, maybe it is time. Like, she was holding her back, like she cares about her or something.
I don't know. I
got
don't
a
really
weird vibe from
get that feeling.
She wasn't letting her go on. She was the best, and she wasn't letting her move on.
That, I don't know. Maybe I missed it. I didn't really get that feeling. I don't think. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I just picked up on that. I was like, what is your deal, lady?
Just let her go kill people.
Let her loose.
My goodness.
Let her loose.
But yeah. Anyway, she does her final test, which is dropping in another Roscoe Roma person. I think.
don't necessarily know that that's who she was.
I got the vibe that she was someone that had gone through Roscoe Roma Red Room and had gone out and had
Defected.
been, yeah, like whatever she did something. I don't think we really find out, but like, yeah. And then she gets popped there, and she's like, oh, I'm getting used for this, like,
I'm a test.
I'm a test. Yeah, like she knew about the tests. Like,
I think that if you're set across from somebody with disassembled handguns in front of you, you can put two and two together.
I don't know. I got the vibe that she'd been through, especially when she said the line here that was, I'm you in 10 years. Like, that's like another warning I felt to Eve that you could get out now, or this could be you on the other end of the table. But So yeah, I liked those little warnings as she's going through doing her training and then doing her final test here. But yeah, she does it. She kills the girl, and she seemed to do that super quick compared to the other one.
Well, the other one,
Like
didn't she look like she'd been beat up a little bit?
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe a little bit.
she'd been a little
Yeah.
rough. I thought the other girl put her gun mostly together and hesitated or something for some reason.
No. The girl that was the test started first. She was going, and then Eve was kind of like hesitating, like I don't know, like figuring things out, and then she started. She started going. Eve finished before the other girl.
Mm-hmm.
Held up the gun. Didn't do anything. Waited for her to finish. She finished. Pulled up her gun, and then Eve shot her before the other girl could
maybe
pull
she
off
had
a shot.
Again, not to
like she lapped her.
back a reference again, but like in Thunderbolts, it shows all the girls having to assemble their gun, and the first one that does it gets out of punishment. Like maybe she's closer to that training the other girls been. If she went through, she's been out of it for longer.
She's been doing that over and over and over and over again, training. Mm-hmm. She's closer to being like honed in on doing that, I guess. Yeah.
If anything, I could say that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And she doesn't shoot her until she pulls the gun up for like her own conscience or something.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna shoot you until you pull a gun on me, which you will, but I just don't want to shoot you while you're. I don't know. That makes it better somehow.
I don't know. Yeah, I just thought that was pretty crazy that like she went up against an assassin that was out there and started after her, finished way before her, and waited for her. But so yeah, she does this, and then she gets her first mission, which is to go save this, go protect a girl in an ice club.
In heels. They sent her in heels.
I didn't even notice.
To a place made of ice, where she's gonna have to fight people.
Maybe she had little ice picks on the end of her heels.
No, she didn't. They were pretty square heels, but they were still a heel.
Jeez. Well, she got to bring a 3D printed gun.
With non-lethal rounds.
Non-lethal rounds. Interesting. For your first mission. I guess that's just to keep her tough. Yeah, but I did like. So yeah, she protects this girl and everything. I did feel like it was a good balance of she's still new to this. Like this is her first mission.
Yeah.
She's good, but like she got beat up a little bit.
I thought she was going to get in trouble for spending so much time fighting the little goons the guy had with him.
Yeah.
She lets her Mark get out of her sight.
Yeah.
For quite a while.
Yeah.
And she's fighting these guys, just incapacitate them and move on.
Well, the one scene that I think about is like where she throws the guy down the ramp against the wall, and then it happens right back to her.
Yeah.
Somebody does it to her. It's like, yeah, she's struggling a little bit. Like she's kind of new to it. Just kind of stumbling through her first mission. But I did like the ice. I don't know if it's really an ice pick, but like an ice hammer or something that she used. And the I guess it's kind of in the John Wick movies too. I think just how fast she was with it. I'm thinking of like knives and stuff, like it's like shanking almost, like, but like she did it with like the hammer, like on the guy.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I think that some of that, which isn't necessarily true, but I think that maybe part of what they're trying to do with that, because she does that multiple times.
She
She's
does.
quick.
I noticed
It's
that.
just
Yeah.
that she's a girl.
Okay, see, that's what I was thinking, but then I was like, did that happen in the John
I'm sure
Wick?
that John is fast.
Yeah, like I felt like that happened in John Wick, but my initial thought was that's another thing that was like, this is a girl fighting and this is how she does it.
Yeah, I don't think
But-
it's singular to girls, but I think that they tried to make a point of it being like
Mm.
her thing, like because she's a girl, she
Maybe
handles
she's
or
quicker, maybe, and
yeah. I
can-
don't know. That doesn't really make sense because guys can be quick, but I think
Yeah.
that they're trying to make that is a distinction that they tried to make, is that she was quicker than her male counterparts here.
Yeah. Yeah, so she does that, and then we get another time jump after her first mission, and I believe it was 2 months later, is what that one was. And we get that, and then we open with her pulling metal shard out of her
Was it
shoulder.
a mirror?
Was it mirror?
I thought it could have
It
been
looked like a
mirror.
metal
Oh no,
piece.
sorry, it was the tip of a knife.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, a tip of a knife. That makes sense. I just thought it was like a
No,
metal
it was the
shard.
tip of a knife because she has the knife somewhere, I think, and like after she gets it out, it shows that like it was a snapped off tip of a
Okay.
knife.
Jeez, her skin is strong then.
Or was it brittle?
Put it in. Yeah, but then we see like all the bodies in the
She's
bathroom.
dropped bodies in the bathroom, yeah. And I like that. Yeah, she's walking out,
Yeah.
getting all her knives off these people, and then gets in the elevator and goes down. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, were you stuck in the elevator?" She's like, "Yes, it was so scary." And she just walks away. Like stuff that I don't think a guy would have been asked.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh my gosh, girl, you were in the elevator by yourself. Were you stuck?"
And I feel like with a guy or something, the guy would just like push past them
Yeah.
and go, but she just like rolls with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so scary.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
And I really loved she gets outside and there's like clearly a car accident that has happened.
It was like from her fight though.
Yeah,
Like,
so like the people inside this club have no idea what happened upstairs or right outside. I thought that was a little weird.
That now that you say that is kind of
But
weird.
I did
yeah.
like how she gets in and drives away and immediately gets rammed.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
scene was cool because as her car is getting pushed back, she's outside of it. She's halfway out.
Yeah. Well, what I liked about that scene was that she's driving off and the camera comes up
Mm-hmm. And then back down.
like the scene is ending.
Yeah.
And she starts to go around that and you see that other car coming
Yeah.
and it boom and then the camera like slowly comes back down as she's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool. It was like, oh, the scene's ending. No, it's coming back. The
Yeah.
scene's coming back. Like,
There's a couple good camera shots that stuck out like that.
yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. And yeah, so she fights this guy that's ramming her car. I love all these John Wick movies. Just the gun fights and like she's
I like the
like,
close range
firing.
gunfights.
Yeah, close range. Like she's just like over or through the
Mhm.
cars and everything. But yeah, she like gets his arm through the
She
window.
breaks a lot of arms.
Breaks it. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like John Wick doesn't break bones. He just kills people. She was like breaking stuff on multiple people.
Honestly, I need to watch the John Wick movies again.
I would love to do that.
Here's the thing, dear listeners. I'm a person that I like to take time between movies that I really, really like. Just to let them sit so like I can forget some stuff. So when it comes back around that, I'd like to watch that again, maybe a couple years later or something.
Years?
Hey, sometimes it's months. Sometimes it's just depends on what I'm watching. Like I haven't seen John Wick since Chapter 4 came out.
Oh my god.
So, but yeah, so when it comes back around to watch, I'm like, oh, this is like, I get, it's not like I'm watching it for the first time, but it's as close as I can get to watching it for the first time again, and like feeling, just finding new stuff out of it and all that. But Kaylee here is the opposite.
If I like something, I want to have it memorized.
You watch it all day.
I will watch it weekly. I will watch it multiple times in the same day. I want to know every piece of behind the scenes. I want to know every special feature. I want to know every fun fact. I want to know inside out, backwards. I want to be able to watch it in my head while I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, see, I can't do that, but hey.
Life is too short to not appreciate everything to the fullest.
And that's what I feel like I'm doing.
No.
I'm appreciating it.
You're wasting it.
The best I can. Anyway, so she breaks this guy's arm. I love the it was like an axe to his face or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty brutal. And then we see the mark on his arm. It was an X.
Like like a brand.
Which she did notice those from the guys that attacked her when she was a child, or attacked her dad when she was a child. So yeah, she picks up on that X on the hand, and she cuts that hand off and takes it to the director.
In a Walmart bag or a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And an old lady tells her bag is dripping outside.
Thanks.
Yeah. Again, I feel like that's just a thing. Maybe somebody would have said that to John, but it just felt like
she's just rolling with it.
She's just a girl. Oh, thanks, my bag is dripping.
Oh.
Thanks for telling me.
Oh, the spicy sauce is leaking out of the bag. It's red, I guess. That's spicy sauce. So she starts asking the director about these people, and the director tells her, not to mess with them. They kind of have like a truce of some kind. She says that like they don't really even know where they are, kind of thing.
They're a cult.
Yeah. To just avoid them. But she doesn't like that. And she goes to the Continental to talk to Mr. Winston.
She cashes her coin in that he gave her as a kid.
Yes. And I was very surprised to see Sharon. Sharon is his name?
I don't know his name.
Sharon?
I was surprised too. I think I said something to you in the movie like, oh, I wonder who will be at the front. And you said, I think he filmed stuff for this. So he had every base covered.
Yeah, well, like, I think I saw something that he was, like, in this, like, right before we went and saw it. But I was surprised at how much he had in it. And I was like, this was... He died before Chapter 4 came out.
Yeah.
And he was in Chapter 4. They had to have been filming Ballerina, because
were they aware
he
was sick, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they knew or not.
They had to have.
I was just so surprised, because it's like, that means that they were filming Ballerina before, like, way back when Chapter 4 was being filmed, or had finished filming or something. I don't know, because these were all what I'm saying is, these aren't like scenes that were maybe originally filmed for Chapter 4.
Yeah, no,
they were specifically for Ballerina, because like she was who he was talking to. and in the scenes with. So it was kind of nice to see him again.
Kind of nice.
It was nice to see him again. It was a pleasure. So yeah.
I'm disappointed the dog wasn't there with him.
So yeah, she starts asking Winston about these guys, and he's kind of warning her too about them, but she like gives him another coin or something, right?
No, that's
Or
when
what
she
was
gives
it?
him the coin.
Well, she slid a coin over to the Chiron or whatever when coming into the Continental, and then I thought she gave Winston another coin.
Oh, I don't remember that. I just remember for sure that she gave Winston a coin, and to me, I thought like, oh, you're giving him back the coin he gave you when you were a kid for information on this.
Maybe it was the same coin. Like the Chiron didn't take it. Like they just came in. But yeah, so Winston kind of takes it, and he knows of one of them, and that's in Prague in a hotel. And so he asks the I don't even know what to call them, the tattooed ladies to
I love them so much.
pull this guy up. Yeah, and it's Norman Reedus on the paper.
I was so disappointed.
Why? Know he was going to be in it.
I knew he was going to be in it, but I forgot. I was so into the movie at this point. I was locked in. And then freaking, they pull Norman Reedus' face up, and he looks like Norman Reedus. He looks like Daryl Dixon. They did nothing with his character. Just freaking Norman Reedus, giant face on this movie screen. And I said, oh, dang it. Out loud in the movie theater. It's so frustrating with the amount of Walking Dead that we watch. He's just Daryl Dixon. That's who he is. He's been doing the same thing for over a decade. That's all he can do.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing that for so long. He's pretty much one with that character. But I was just excited because it's something different from him. I know he's done other movies and stuff, but I haven't really.
It's not different though.
I haven't.
I want
seen
that
him.
to be the freaking poll question. Did Norman Reedus play a different character, or did he act like Daryl Dixon in the movie Ballerina? Because he's out here with some dinky kid. He's out here with some dinky kid in this movie, and he's like, "No, I got my gun." Yeah, like it's literally Daryl.
I beg to differ, but we'll get to it.
So frustrating. That's gonna be our poll question. Look, I almost said, did Daryl Dixon try to play a different character in Ballerina? Did Norman Reedus try and play a different character in Ballerina, or did he just act like Daryl? So frustrating.
Alright. Moving on. His name is Daniel.
It's even close to Daryl.
His name is Daniel. He's got a $2 million bounty on him. So Eve gets out there to Prague, goes to the Continental there, which is, the door is sick, bro.
Yeah, but what?
Big spinning circle.
I liked the door. I will say I liked the door. I'm not gonna say it was sick, bro.
It was sick, bro.
I'm sick, brah. Got that laryngitis, brah. You're making me talk too much, brah.
Anyway, she goes into this Continental, checks in.
Specifically requests the room right next to Daniel's.
Right next to Daniel, yeah. Was it Daniel Pine, I believe. Yeah.
He's been he's been asking for love ice cream.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I mean, they didn't focus on it a lot, but I thought it was like, because they didn't focus on it too hard, I thought it was funny. but yeah, as she's going up, you see like a bunch of people in the lobby kind of waiting around down there, kind of watching her. But she gets into her room and then climbs across the balconies over into Daniel's, and we got a sniper that's relaying back to what was her name? I think it was like Lena or something.
I was very disappointed with that.
Lena,
because
yeah.
in the John Wick movies, he was taken very seriously. No business is to be conducted.
Yeah.
And in this movie,
Yeah.
it felt like, for $2 million, that the bounty's been
The
way
bounty
higher.
went up. The bounty went up. It went up to $4 million,
Okay,
and then
John's bounty has
what
been.
was John's bounty? That was
Like,
I don't even remember what John's bounty
before
was.
people were even provoked to consider going after. $40 million.
40 million. Dang. Yeah, this is small
that
potatoes.
was the bounty placed on him in chapter 4. Before that, his highest bounty was $14 million in chapter 2.
Dang. Yeah, so Daniel gets $4 million.
And people are like, obviously, I'll break the rules to kill him for $4 million.
I guess I don't. Were they all the people in the cult, like all of them that went after, or were there other like assassins, like from other?
I was under the impression that there were others.
It's like a mixed group. Kinda.
I thought it was others because people were getting notifications on their phones, and I didn't really think that the people in the cult would have that because they're not going out like that.
Because I agree, because Lena went away to make the call to up the bounty. She went out of the room of where all the other people were, and then the bounty went up, and then that. So yeah, because like now, like I was gonna say maybe it was just because the cult guys are so crazy and they don't care about the rules, kind of thing. But they weren't all part of that group. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I could say that's a good complaint.
It was taken so seriously.
Yeah.
Like, John is almost killed over it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's dead serious. You do not conduct business inside the hotel.
Well, yeah, I mean, she almost gets killed. Eve almost gets killed for them thinking that she was there to kill Daniel, but...
You're going to need to check out.
Yeah. I like that. But yeah, so she's in there just talking to him, and then Lena ups the bounty.
Well, she's in there talking to him and has found a child.
Yeah.
In the room.
And okay, so
Laurent 2.0.
He's appearance-wise, they didn't do much to change his Norman
sound
Reedus.
Different to me.
I disagree with that. I think that he sounds more, even like in interviews and stuff, but especially in Walking Dead, I feel like he sounds more like redneck. In everything else. In this, I thought like it sounded like he was trying to sound like more put together.
Well, he was not succeeding.
So I picked it up, but I don't know. He wasn't acting like, I don't know, like all I can say is like redneck, like he like dirty and like out in the woods kind of guy, like, or like that. Like he seemed more like he had a better life kind of thing. Like he was more put together. Just the way the way he sounded when he was talking and the way he was talking, like words wise, like he seemed different. But I mean, appearance wise, he looked pretty much the same, except this did feel out of place, but I felt like they were gonna like come back to it or something, because I felt like they kept putting camera focus on it, but like his little ring, he had like a special little ring on his hand, and it was, I don't know what the point of it was really, is because he like looked pretty much the same as Daryl. I mean, not as dirty, but but then he had a special little ring.
My last statement on this is that I was frustrated when he came on the screen, and I was like, okay, he's gonna be in here. I knew he was gonna be in this movie. I just forgot, and here he is. So I'm gonna watch and see, what is he doing different? Like, does he come across different at all? I was looking for that, and to me, it just same old thing, which was frustrating. I was trying to look for it, and to me, I didn't see it. So you're saying he was using a slightly different vocabulary, and not being as nasally.
Like he obviously this character can handle himself, but this character knew that he had so many people after him, and I guess like people that he lived with after him, which were all assassins. So he seemed very like, I don't know, like he was in need of help. Like I feel like Daryl, he'll do it himself, whatever. Like it doesn't matter what the stakes are, kind of like he'll go at it.
I guess, but that's scripted. I'm talking about Norman Reedus's performance.
Yeah,
his body language.
Now his body, well,
like
yeah,
the things that he is in control of, because he's handed a script.
Yeah.
And his character is written. What can he bring? To me, he didn't change enough.
I feel like they didn't give him enough in some ways. I did feel like the biggest thing that made me think of Daryl Dixon was him when he had the shotgun. He held it like the crossbow, where he has like the limp wrist or something when he's like walking around and he's holding it straight down. That was the one shot that I was like, that's Daryl Dixon. But I do think that they should have given more of a chance to do hand-to-hand combat, because I liked, it felt different. His literally like one scene that they gave him to fight somebody hand-to-hand, it felt like a different fighting style, like than I see from Daryl. It was quicker.
I don't know. That's choreographed, which is choreographed in The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
it's just a different.
Like, it's different though.
I don't.
And I liked that. I feel like he got sidelined like after this. Like I get it. Like he's shot here recently or coming up, but it felt a little, I don't know. It's like he was just put off to the side, and like we got the girl
to me
through the rest, like the daughter.
This whole situation with him and this kid is just like a band-aid for a plot transition to get her to, like, I don't know. I didn't enjoy this little girl that she has to go after and him, because like she's trying to do her thing and go find these people.
Yeah, but this is like that.
I understand
the way she does it. This is
the way that she gets there, but she's put in this situation not necessarily willingly, where he's like, yeah, you're gonna help us, yeah, you're gonna take her, like.
But he was begging.
I know he was
please
begging,
help.
But like she didn't necessarily want to do it, and then she did it, and now she feels responsible because she's like, I was that little girl, now I have to go. I don't know. It just felt like it pulled her a different way from what she was setting out to do. Now she had a different.
That she like it kind of sidetracked her on her like
motive.
Like she was she was set on like revenge, kind of like,
yeah,
and then this kind of sidetracked it a little bit.
Yeah,
I get that, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that, I guess, but I thought it was still good, and
it was
like,
still alright. It just wasn't necessarily the plot that I was expecting.
I also thought it was very short. It was like this part really felt like it to me, like it was carrying the it was like a bridge, like a flimsy bridge almost.
That's what I said, like a band-aid to
Getting
get her
yeah,
there.
I guess to get her there, but I think that they should have expanded on this part.
Either
Like
expand it or
built
do
that
something
bridge
else.
up.
Yeah, it just felt like that was the weakest part of the whole
I don't think it's like
plot.
yeah, like you can't get rid of it. But I liked it. I just thought it went by so quick that's why it felt kind
They
of.
could have given some of the flamethrower time to this.
Yes. Oh my goodness. We'll get to that, but oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah. You could reallocate time to this. Yeah. Um so yeah, they get out, Daniel gets shot, gets carried off.
Wait,
I mean, or he doesn't get carried off, but like he gets shot.
Wait. His fighting scene on the inside where he wraps that guy up in plastic and shoots him.
Hmm.
And he like explodes in the plastic sheeting in the construction area of the hotel. That was cool.
Okay, we got something.
Nice kill.
Okay.
Nice
We
kill.
got one nice thing that he did. All right. Okay.
One compliment. And then he was like, ow, ow, on the floor.
But he wasn't. He wasn't going, no, no.
To me,
That's the thing. He was talking different. He was a
like,
different character.
No. I can't even.
Oh my goodness.
How? No.
All right, we got to move on. We're spending too much time on Norman Reedus. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, so they get outside. There's this train that goes by and it splits them up. It splits the girl.
Oh, this made me mad.
It made me mad too because it blocked more of Norman Reedus' potential hand-to-hand combat
she
stuff.
was getting so caught up in watching this and like reliving whatever her trauma was
Yeah.
that she got taken advantage of. She got conked in the head and this kid got taken because she was not on her game. You have to be focused. You have to be better than that. You have to turn that off.
That is true.
And she did not do that because she was not expecting this. She wasn't ready for this. She didn't want to do it. And then boom, what happens? She was sidetracked and she got hit in the head and this kid got taken and now she's definitely got to go after this kid.
Yep. Well, I think it aligns, you know, like the goals align. What I mean, like the girl, I really didn't feel like that was her main drive. Like the like she was going after this girl. It just felt like
it was part of it though.
Like it felt like a small part of it. But anyway, well, so yeah, Daniel gets shot. This is where I was like, okay, he looks like he's still alive, like he got shot in the leg or something.
I never thought he was dying.
Yeah, I didn't think he was dying. So this is why I was kind of like, as the movie went on, I was like, why are we not seeing him anymore? At least like when we get to the village.
I was kind of glad.
I was like,
I mean, honest, I wasn't thinking of him.
Where did he go? Like, but I get my assumption is that he got taken back into the hotel or something. But because I don't know where else he went. But yeah, so they get split up.
Like how if you had a $2 million bounty?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
$4 million.
I just assume that like somebody must have helped him. Maybe somebody in the hotel. I don't know. This is the closest thing.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
So yeah, I had problems with that, but so yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of skipped over. Well, we already kind of talked about it. A few of them getting captured at the hotel and her she has to whatever check out.
Mm-hmm.
But also like we kind of skipped it, but the fight up in the room I liked
His gun rigged on
the
the
gun
door.
rig. Yeah, I thought that was fun, and I liked that it was kind of funny, but I liked it. Her beating up the person with the TV remote.
Okay, to me
It's
this
like
was a
dun dun
no.
dun.
This was stupid to me. This
That
was
was
like
funny.
the credits song. To me it was dumb. They were just showing like women fighting and stuff on the TV.
Oh, they were. I didn't even
A
notice that.
couple of them, yeah. It was like
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it was, but it was like something like I Love Lucy or something like something of that era, like black and white,
Uh.
like ha, like comedy fighting, like
Oh.
people like sucker punching each other, like that was dumb. That didn't feel like John Wick to me. That felt like they were trying to add something like this is a
Yeah.
girl.
If I would have saw that, I would have been
Yeah, that
kind
was
of
some of the stuff that was on the
peeved. Yeah.
TV.
That's a little
It
annoying.
wasn't just regular like the news or
The
maybe
only
a
the only
cartoon,
thing
and then
the only thing I saw on the TV that I noticed was like that black and white shot. It was the last thing that they showed with the wall that falls and the guy
yeah,
standing in the window
it
or
was like
whatever.
comedy fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I saw on the TV, but anyway, so after the training deal, she goes down to the little hunting. I don't even know what you call it. A little armory,
A little gun
like
store. It
gun
was just
store.
an ammo store, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes there, and she's got a large hunt. Um,
This irritated me. I was so
what?
mad that this got interrupted. I like this part of the John Wick movies. When they're going in the back and they get all
Oh
the
yeah.
guns shown to them and they go through all the gear and everything, and her shopping gets interrupted by these
Yeah.
dang guys.
Yeah.
It really annoyed me, and there's no other scene like
I do
that.
like the
I
when they
don't
go back to the room and all
I
the
don't know
guns
anything
and
about
everything.
guns. I don't
Yeah.
know anything about it. And then like there's the high tech stuff like John's suit. I forgot about
Bro,
it.
John Suit. Yeah.
I forgot about how they have these materials that they can make the clothing out of that are like armor basically and like bulletproof and all,
Isn't
like
his
flame
special,
retardant
yeah.
and all this crazy stuff. She doesn't have any of that.
No.
And so when John shows up and he's using his suit jacket to block, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. There's one scene like that and they cut it.
I kind of like it that she doesn't have that. Like any.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking about her clothes being upgraded, but her like she didn't get to pick
Like a
weapons
bunch of
that she
guns and
wanted.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she does pretty well, but yeah, I do like those. Yeah, getting armed up stuff, but I liked this moment in here because I liked the kind of creativity of using just grenades the entire time.
I didn't like that.
I thought it was fun. Like
I had a
she
problem
was just
several
throwing
times in
grenades.
this movie. I feel like she had the same weapon for far too long. She had the grenades for too long. She had that flamethrower for too long. I feel like she used the ice skates too many times. I feel like these movies are like the weapons are like you shoot it, you use it, bang, 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 it's done. Move on. You got to get something else. You got to find something else. You got to keep moving. It just felt like
the flamethrower. That was a problem, but I felt like she had a wide variety of like different things that she was using throughout. And yeah, there were some long scenes, but like she had like she used a lot of different like weapons that weren't some weren't weapons, but like I mean already up to this point, I mean like the hammer, she used the hammer, she used the grenades, she used the remote, like
the grenades.
There's ice skates. She uses like there's all kinds of stuff that she's using throughout this entire movie, and I liked that creativity of different things being used.
The grenades. I also had a problem with her using that many grenades, and grenades. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but don't they mainly, like, they just explode and they're shrapnel?
Yeah.
That's how a grenade works.
Yeah.
It's an explosion with
The
shrapnel.
Yeah.
Where was all the shrapnel? I mean, she didn't always duck and fully cover. There was times where she should have been hurt.
I think, okay, the one that I had a problem with, I mean, I might need to watch through and see it again.
When she pulls the guy on the other side of the table.
That's the one. That last one, that one, she most definitely should have gotten hit with something. But that's one of those things I was like, it was just kind of really cool, so I'll let it slide.
Okay, but what about when she
just
throws
a splatter?
She throws the grenade behind the door and holds the
I
door
liked
back,
that one.
and then the guy was completely gone.
Okay, yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, I don't know about
no
that.
Pieces, no.
Well, yeah, they don't just get vaporized.
Yeah,
but
it
yeah,
was just a little. There were some things.
Like,
I felt like they did.
Know.
I don't know why, but there was. I'm not. I guess set down to do a podcast about a John Wick movie, but I don't think that these problems would exist there.
I don't know. Like I said, like this stuff is like with the door. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't even thinking about like, oh, the person's completely gone kind of thing.
She uses it again.
But
she goes back through.
I don't know. I felt like the camera was just up. Maybe the body was on the ground kind of thing.
There was nothing where he was standing.
Anyway, I liked it. It was one of those things that was like, it looks cool. So I'm kind of like, let it slide.
But come on.
I like she used the one side of the door, then flipped it around and used the other side of the door. Yeah.
I don't know. It bothers me. If you're going to use the same spot, there's not a body for you to step over to be able to stand there.
Maybe she's standing in a bunch of...
Show it.
Guts.
Show it. I want to know. It bothers me.
Anyway, so she kills all these guys, and the little shopkeeper guy is like, okay.
He's got a little owie on his finger. He does.
He's gonna need a Band-Aid for it.
Yeah, he puts a Band-Aid on. Well, in the beginning, he wouldn't tell her anything about these cult people.
Yeah. And now he's got, like, an idea of where they are, which
because they attacked him.
Yeah, it sends her, like, straight to them.
So why did she need the little girl and Daryl? Why couldn't she have just left the hotel and talked to that guy in the shop?
And that would have been even shorter, though.
Okay.
It was just like straight to the...
There are people who might know in Prague, and then she goes, and then she finds it, and then she goes there. Why does there need to be...
Well, they don't know where they are.
He sends her in a range.
Daniel's only there because he's close to where they live. So, like, I don't think Winston would know that this shopkeep guy actually has an idea of where these guys would be. I think he's saying, this is the lead that I have. It's actually one of them.
He could have had a different lead. This is a movie. You can write whatever you want.
All right, well, it was written this way, okay?
Should have been different writing.
Okay. I'm all right with it. I think it was a little quick, but I'm all right with it.
So she takes her little car up the mountains. Right?
Yeah, she takes her... I think it was like a Mustang or something.
Yeah.
Which I was... it stood out to me because I was like...
In the snow?
One, yeah, snow. Two, you're going to drop an American muscle car in a foreign country? I mean, they're there, like... There can be one there. I'm just saying, it's like...
She was not trying to blend in.
For the movie, yeah, like, why not make it feel more like Prague or something and give them something else that's not an American muscle car? Like, I don't know. It felt kind of weird to me, and put that on top of put the snow on top of it as well. Weird choice. Um, but yeah, so she drives up the mountains and drives into this town. Um, and she stops and goes into this cafe, and on the shelf there's a bunch of her little ballerina, not little, huge ballerina things,
Mm-hmm.
domes. Um, yeah, so and then we get like she goes in and orders something.
Coffee.
Yeah, orders some coffee, and then people in the shop, or well, it's like a mom and a kid, leave,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have the sniper from the hotel come in and start fighting her. Um, so yeah, we get a fight with them, and I liked seeing the stuff that was going on in the town while this fight was going on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get it? Like, oh wow, everybody's coming to come kill her or something, and
Because the lady at the restaurant calls.
yeah, and because that's when we first find out that it's like I
Literally
guess the whole
everyone.
town, yeah. Um, but one thing I thought was interesting, or that it just caught my eye, was the kids. You're like dropping the kids off or whatever, but like
At school, they
outside,
had
they had
targets.
targets out there. It was like, oh dang, they're training their children to be killers too. Um, but yeah, do you have anything on this fight? I didn't really have anything. Just the sniper and her kind of in the diner.
I mean, I don't know if it applies to this or not, but I think that there was just a couple times where she was like, she had like seriously, was overpowered.
Mm.
There was some close calls for her throughout this whole thing that were a little nail bitey, but she keeps going. I mean, I think that there was an okay balance of her being able to somehow not get wounded too bad.
Mm.
In the John Wick movies, he gets hurt like bad, like he's like limping, running,
Yeah,
limping, like clutching his side and stuff. Like she didn't have that.
maybe she should have, honestly. At least
Yeah.
at the end here.
Yeah,
Um,
towards the end, I think she could have just been a little worse for wear, but
yeah.
I don't really know that to me. Like, she got, like, people overpowered her and she got back on top, but she just had a lot of close calls and not a lot of injury.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So this fight continues upstairs, and I guess the barista, um,
Waitress.
whatever, she's serving coffee. Um, she starts fighting too,
And that's
and
when she realizes, I think, that it's everyone.
yeah,
Because she went upstairs to, like, comfort her almost.
yeah. But I really liked, this is another cool fighting thing, is
The
the
flame.
knife,
Oh.
the knife, and the she taped to the handle of the gun.
See, I liked that.
That was cool, and I like she stabs someone in the back or in the
And
neck,
uses them
and
as
then
a
is just
shield.
shooting. Yeah, yeah. That was fun, creative, cool. I enjoyed that. That's just another one of the cool weapon creativity deals in this movie.
That feels like a Ruska Roma Red Room thing.
Yeah.
That's a term for us now. The Ruska Roma Red Room.
Ruska Roma. Ruska Red Room Roma. Um. Then we get. So Daniel's daughter. Is the granddaughter of the chancellor, who is the leader of this place.
Okay, is she really the granddaughter, or is just calls everyone related to him.
I took it as
It's a cult.
It
I
was
took
actually-
it under the impression that she was not.
I took it as like that Daniel is his son and that's his granddaughter, because I didn't feel like he didn't, at least I don't remember him ever saying like Lena was his daughter or anything like that, and she was like his right hand girl for this movie basically.
I don't know. To me, I was under the impression that like we're all family in the cult.
Yeah. I think it is actually they're actually family, but
Okay, because in the beginning, he says that Eve's dad married one of his daughters, and like took something, Lena, that like wasn't his. So what? How many kids does this guy have? I don't know.
I don't know.
I was just under the impression, I think, from that everyone is just his family. But we can move on.
Oh yeah, so
Because she's like, I hate you. That little girl didn't seem to know him. The way that she was talking to him.
I don't-
At him.
I don't know what their history is though. Like
Whatever.
so, anyway, so the Chancellor reveals that Lena is Eve's sister. And then Lena saves Eve, and they end up in that cabin, and the Chancellor's like, yeah, just kill them both, and blows up the house. And when that happened, how big the explosion was, really this movie with the mansion at the beginning and this, like, the explosions are huge for these buildings. I thought there was like, I was thinking when that went off, I was thinking, if they are alive after that, it's so unrealistic. I was like, they half did it. It's like, because Lena dies, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like Eve probably should have died too. That was a huge explosion. But Lena dying, I don't know. I felt like that was really quick. Maybe that's my
Eve and Lena being
complaint with the movie.
reunited did more for Lena than it did for Eve.
Yeah. It didn't really feel like Eve cared all that much that was her sister. Like, it was just said, and then we moved on.
Yeah.
Like, she just moved on. I mean, to be fair, she's got a lot of things going on right now, but it didn't really come back in any way. So then the Chancellor has a little call with the director, and they come to an agreement that Eve will be removed by midnight by one of the director's operatives. And so
when they said this, I was like, oh, who are they going to send? Wow, I wonder. I'm genuinely thinking, who are they going to send that's not John Wick? Because they cannot use him again, right? Because Keanu Reeves just made that one slight, tiny appearance, and like, that was it. And they surely are not going to make him be a bigger part of this movie. Who else is it going to be? I'm really thinking. Like, I was like,
I'm really thinking.
I was trying to like scrabble and figure out who it was going to be, because it surely was not going to be John.
When this was happening, I was thinking, John. I was unsure if they were going to do it, but
he was excommunicado and all that at that time.
The deal was the way that they were kind of like setting up this person's arrival. They were making it seem like it was someone that you know, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
And I was like, well, who would they send? Like, who would the director send that we know? We don't know anybody
she
else.
punched his ticket. They showed in the
Like,
movie. Like all this stuff that, like, yeah, John's on his way out. You know when it is. You can place it with what's going on with him. It was just crazy that, yeah, it ended up being him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow. So now there's really not going to be another movie, is what I was thinking.
Well,
She's
yeah.
cooked.
She's gonna die.
Yeah, for real. I was like,
Yeah.
wow. So there's not going to be another one.
Oh, here comes the Baba Yaga.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's John Wick. He shows up.
Gets off the midnight train, going anywhere.
It's not midnight yet. Okay.
It's true.
But yeah, so the Chancellor pulls back all of his people to let John Wick go and kill her.
I want to say something really quick.
Go for it.
It has been a while since I have watched the John Wick movies. As you know, that's not something I can just throw on these days, content-wise, around the house. I haven't watched John Wick since, unless we've watched them here and there, which if you're saying you haven't seen them since chapter 4,
yeah,
I haven't watched John Wick for about 2 years somehow, which is crazy for me. His body language when he gets off the train, just the way he walks. I don't know if that's Keanu Reeves or if that's like a character choice, but the way that he walks, I was like, oh, it's on. Like,
Yeah.
his body, just the way they make his steps sound. It just has such like a distinction to it. And even like later, whenever he talks in this movie, word at a time, like the way I can't think of the word for the way that he's speaking, but to me, I know that he, in his contract, every like line of dialogue is super expensive because he doesn't want to have to talk a lot and learn all this choreography.
Yeah.
And you don't really notice it that much in the movies. You're like, wow.
I noticed it here.
Well, he doesn't need to talk in John Wick. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, he just made like more than a John Wick movie. By being in this movie, the way he talks, like, each word is expensive. He talks one
I noticed
word
it for sure.
At a time.
But like that's the thing, is like I couldn't tell, like I was trying to remember, does he talk like that in the John Wick movies? Like one word at a time.
Just
but
go.
Yeah, like
I don't think so.
I don't know. I can't remember, but I definitely noticed it here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, so yeah, John Wick is sent in.
The Baba Yaga's on the streets.
That's right.
The boogeyman.
And then John Wick and Eve fight in, I don't know, like some castle, I guess. Some
just
ruins.
Like some weird snowy alley, but
it was like ruins though, like half walls and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, they're fighting in this castle, which like they talk a little bit, I think, before they fight. But
she's like, "Do you remember me?"
Yeah.
He says, yes.
But yeah, she starts shooting at him, and he holds up his suit.
Yeah.
To block, and again, I was like, oh yeah, he's got the magic suit. That, like,
I like that about John Wick, though.
I see. Again, it's something that makes no sense, but it's cool, so I let it slide.
I like that as like that's it. That's just something in their like universe canon. That's not something that's commonly used in like
But
other
even
stuff.
if it's like bulletproof, like the fabric, he holds it up, it's hanging.
Oh, and it's still hanging.
It's fabric. It hits it. It would go through. It would push the fabric back, and the bullet would go underneath.
Or you're sure it would like whoosh at least. Like something. But
something. No, it's just like. Ting, ting,
I like
ting,
that
ting.
though because there's tons of movies where people just punch and shoot and fight. But like that's what this is different because it has the hotel system where you can't kill each other in the hotel. And the suits and stuff.
It's got good stuff underneath. Like a cool world underneath. But I love the suit. I'm not like
don't knock the suit.
Yeah, I'm not saying I hate it. It's just it doesn't make sense, but it's so cool. So anyway, moving on. They get kind of like locked in some kind of position. I don't know.
They shuffle around and they are restraining each other, and he's telling her to stop and leave.
Yeah.
And to just let go and leave. Just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah. Which is I don't know. I don't even know how I want to say. I want to say.
He's sent there to kill her.
Yeah.
And get out of there. And he's trying to talk her out of it. He doesn't want to kill her. Not that he wants to kill anyone, but like he doesn't want to. He wants to talk her out of it.
And I do think that he like. I guess this is what I'm trying to say. Is like I believe that he sees himself in her.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of these characters, their stories are about revenge.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, at least. And I feel like that's what he's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
He lost so much at the beginning of his story, or John Wick.
What is the director says like all this for a puppy or something? It wasn't just a puppy.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, but see, like John lost a whole bunch, and then she lost her dad, and this is her revenge story. But so I think I believe that. I believe John seeing himself in her, and then he gives her the opportunity.
Multiple opportunities.
Yeah, but right here, this is the initial. Yeah, you go. If you can kill him by midnight, all good.
Yeah, he gives her a compromise. After he tells her to leave multiple times, he says, fine.
Yeah.
Take him out before midnight, and then it won't matter that I'm here. Otherwise, I've got to do what I've got to do.
Yeah.
And she takes it and wastes so much time with a flamethrower.
Yeah. And thank goodness, because if it really was just they have to fight it out, she's dead.
Oh, yeah. So something else with this part here, well, after she leaves John, this was another part where I was frustrated because, again, you're wasting your time on people who do not matter. She was not moving on. She was, like, clearing areas. Don't worry about that if you're here to just...
Yeah,
She's getting backed into too many groups of people, which I understand it's an entire town, but come on, get to the guy that you're after.
I do feel like this was way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Way too much. I'm not trying to defend it or anything, but I kind of get she's got to fight through all these people. That's the thing. It's like it's a whole town.
Mm-hmm.
Of killers, and I'm honestly surprised that she even got as far as she did. Really,
well, yeah, if all these people are super experienced, and she's just,
I thought it was a little, I thought it was unbelievable, really, that she's going up at, here's the thing, the way that she goes through these people, it's like she's John Wick, this is John Wick level stuff, but I don't feel like she should be John Wick level. It lessens his character by allowing her to take out an entire village of assassins as a more fresh assassin herself.
I was under the impression. Here's a couple things. I was under the impression that these people were mostly retired, and that they come here to settle down.
Yeah.
And they go out on business from time to time, but for the most
all got
part,
skills though.
they're laying low, and yeah, they're training the kids, but like they just want the kids to have the skill set, kind of thing. Also, I guess maybe that didn't bother me because I'm used to the complex of there's just one girl who can do that stuff really good. And so I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, this is clearly this is the one girl who's better than everyone else. And it's just an indescribable quality. For some reason, she's just better at it than everyone else. And that's what sets her apart. I guess I just used to that. It did not even cross my mind. For real.
Well, yeah. It was cool. All the fighting was cool, but it just felt a little.
Well, she got hurt less than John even.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
it was. Yeah. I'm saying the fighting was cool. I know you didn't really like the ice skates. I really enjoyed the ice skates.
I just thought she used them too many times there. There's a lot of other stuff to get.
Using them, swinging them around and I thought that was really fun. But yeah, and then let's go to the flamethrowers. This is the worst part to me. Yes. It's super long, and it's the fireballs that it shoots out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not really a fire. I mean, it's a constant fire, but the fire it shoots out, it's it immediately kills the person that she's shooting it at.
There's no burning alive process.
Yeah, that felt very unbelievable to me. It looked like, I feel like flamethrowers are just impractical in this situation. I feel like people can get away. You can't be as quick with it.
Here's something. I've never been hit with a flamethrower. But,
you have no experience. You can't talk about it.
I feel like you've got to hold it longer for things to actually,
exactly.
catch.
Yeah.
If you just bursted somebody, their clothes would probably catch on fire and their hair might burn, but they're not gonna be engulfed in flames.
Well,
I feel like you need to let it hold a little bit longer than that to actually catch in
Now I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know enough about flamethrowers, but I'm pretty sure a flamethrower, it spits out some kind of flammable liquid.
Okay, see, that would change that.
And it lights it on fire. Yeah. But how much of that is getting burnt up in just the shot out? Yeah. To get it that far.
Can you adjust how much is coming out?
Probably. I don't know. But
if you know about flamethrowers, comment. Please educate us about flamethrowers. We would genuinely like to know.
We need to know if this is actually a practical use of a
yeah, what did you think as a knowledgeable person about flamethrowers?
Get back to us on that.
I want to know.
But yeah, I mean, just from my uneducated view, I don't think that it would be that easy to kill that many people with a flamethrower the way that she does. And for how long that goes, my goodness,
way too long.
I don't know. It irked me.
I feel like that must hurt getting a breather or something. You don't have to exert yourself using that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Long.
I did kind of this was one of those, it's cool, I don't know how practical it is or whatever, but I kind of liked the water and fire battle thing. I thought that was pretty cool. I also liked how John Wick shot the tank of the other guy's flamethrower, helping her out. kind of moving her along. It's like, man, she's getting caught up. She's not
Exactly.
gonna
She
get
got
done in
caught
time.
up too much.
I'm gonna
and
have to
stuff.
kill her if I don't help her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I enjoyed that. And then right after that, he has a bit of a fight scene with some of the guys,
Yeah,
which
they're
was
like,
nice.
It's John Wick. Are you crazy? That's suicide. Something like that.
Yeah.
And
It's John Wick.
and this was the camera shot that I noticed was when he kills those guys and he's down on the ground.
Yes.
And he shoots someone and the camera's like behind him and then he rolls back flat on his back and the camera tips back with him.
Yeah.
It just looked so nice.
I noticed that too. That was the two noticeable shots were for me was that one and the one that went up at the beginning and came back down. But yeah. Yeah, so then the Chancellor is driving around in a car
with the
through
kid
the town
in the
with the
backseat.
kid.
Without a car seat.
Without a car seat.
That's not
and
good.
And then, that's not good, folks.
She needs to be in the car.
Clear villain.
Clearly.
So, yeah. So this car rolls up and Eve just starts shooting at it and...
With the kid in the car.
The car stops, even though it's like bulletproof, it seems like. She's shooting the windows and they're not breaking. So they could have just kept driving, but the car stops.
And then this guy gets out.
Yeah. And then he gets out and this is where he's like talking like, you can kill me, but everyone else here is still here, kind of thing, and
cut
all
off
that.
One head, two more will take his place.
Yeah. Instead, it's just the body's still alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was starting to get frustrated because like, dude, just shoot him.
Yeah.
Just shoot him, and she does, which was satisfying. I was like, oh, she does actually just pop him, but them stopping and him just getting out, that seemed kind of dumb to me. Like, especially if we see the car is like bulletproof. They could have just kept driving. It's like they wanted to end the movie.
I don't know. I liked it before. I think that he felt like he needed to get out of there because they lost track of John. They weren't sure what John was doing on top of her being out there taking people out. And they told him, and he was like, no, I don't want to leave. They made him leave, and he didn't want to leave. I think that's part of why he got out, is he really thought he'd be fine.
Like that there were enough people or something to...
I think he felt a little, like he was scared.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he really thought she would, like, I think he thought he had enough power to talk her down. Or
Maybe.
get in her head enough that someone would take her out while he was talking.
That's just
It
dumb,
didn't
though.
pay off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's smart.
Yeah. Another thing, which I kind of skipped over, but I did want to touch on, is it's just reminded me now because everybody's after her again after he's pulled. Mm-hmm. He pulled everybody off. He pulled everybody off when John Wick arrived, right?
Yeah.
So, and it seemed like he took a while to come to her. Like, he wasn't rushing. He was, like, walking through the streets. Mm-hmm. Nobody's coming after her. Why didn't she go after the Chancellor right then?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. That I was thinking it during the movie, so I don't know. It felt like an opening. Like, nobody's going after me. This is my chance to go get him. And she just stayed in that place, in the abandoned castle or whatever.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it again, which I will.
Oh yeah, you will. Over and over and over.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, the Chancellor's dead. And she gets the kid out, and
John checks in.
Yeah. She gets the kid back to Daniel, which he's
Well, no, John calls the director,
Hmm.
or the director calls John. I don't remember who. Says what at midnight. The call
Oh,
gets
yeah,
made and says, "Oh, is she dead?" No, he's dead.
yeah.
And
She's like,
okay, John. Yeah.
okay. But yeah, so the daughter goes back to Daniel, and he's recovering. Which, yeah, I just took it that he was at the hotel,
Mhm.
but and then yeah, I mean, this pretty much the end of the movie. We get her watching some of her ballerina friends, I guess, dancing.
Her friend in the beginning, the one
that left,
the one that got discharged from the program, is now like I don't know the right word for it, a famous, like she's the lead in what is it? I always forget the name of it, like Black Swan or something.
Oh, Black Swan.
Like the Swan Lake, whatever.
Or Swan Lake, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The famous ballet for people who know nothing about it, which is us. Yeah, she's like the lead, so she was good at being a dancer, but she wasn't good at the other stuff, and she made a career out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she went to go watch her friend.
Which is, I don't know. I mean, like, now that we're going over this, it's very. I really like that ending because she's watching someone that got out. And then it goes back to her, and the bounty just went on her. 5 million bounty on her. Like, she's in it now. She's locked in. The door's closed.
No, well, now it's like John Wick.
Yeah, now she's in it.
Yeah.
So I thought that's interesting. Yeah.
It reminds me of that. Like, yes, sure, John got back in to avenge his dog, among other things. You know.
Yeah.
But then it just got so out of hand, and it kept escalating and escalating and escalating.
Yeah.
All the movies that I can remember are like a direct succession.
Yeah, pretty much.
Each other for the most part, and like now, hopefully, she will have that. So like the events of this movie have started. Now the door has locks. She started something, and now how long is it going to take to finish it?
Yeah.
How long of a night is she in for? Yeah.
I like that because it's like she's looking out the window at somebody that got out. That could have been her.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
But she didn't.
You got to go further into the house now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so good, and then the credit song is like, "I like a girl." It's so bad. It's terrible. They missed it. They missed the point with that. They missed the point honestly, a couple times.
It had a few things that were like that, but I mean, I missed one of them, obviously. But
okay, hey, I just thought you said that it's like guy code to not kick each other in the balls. I was just thinking, I don't remember anyone pulling her hair. Girls pulling hair, that's dirty. That's dirty for girls.
Well,
so nobody did that.
Yeah, well, no, what I would say, like, I know I missed one of the kind of cringe things, but I did feel like it was, they could have been a lot more cringe with this movie.
Absolutely.
Than it was. Like,
absolutely.
Movies these days, they emphasize the cringe, like, on things like this. So I'm thankful for how this movie turned out. Overall, what do you think of Ballerina?
I liked it. I think personally, if I had to rate the acts of the movie, I'd rate 1, 2, 3. Like, let's say there's 3 acts. I liked the first act better than the third act, and then the second.
Okay. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'll be beating it to death when it comes out on DVD, and I can get it and, download my digital copy and find time in my life to watch it multiple times. I'll figure it out.
figure it out.
Don't you worry, I'll be able to answer all your questions. Hopeful for a sequel.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I know
Me
it was
too.
one of our highly anticipated movies for the year. And
Yeah.
I do think that this one, to me, paid off a little better than Thunderbolts. Not to say I didn't like Thunderbolts, but I know that they were some of my most anticipated. I think this lived up to what I was thinking it would be a little better than Thunderbolts did.
Yeah. Overall, for me, I know it touched on a few things here and there that maybe weren't that great, but overall, I enjoyed this movie, and it's really the fight choreography is what always gets me with these movies, and that they delivered with that. And I think they did a pretty good job at making, like, for the most part, like, it's a girl fighting and showing how she stacks up kind of against other people. And I thought she was resourceful, creative, and just
there was a couple layers to it, because it's a girl, but she was also early in her career of this.
So really the only thing to me is, or like the biggest thing to me, is the third act. That's my biggest complaint. The flamethrower thing went too long, and the I just think it was a little unbelievable that she went up against a whole town of them. Yeah. But overall, good movie, and I would love a sequel to this. I would like to see more.
Sequels. Yeah. I would like I don't know what the word is.
I also, we didn't really mention it, but I did want to say something about it. I really enjoyed them expanding and showing. We know Roscoe Roma, but seeing this other group, and that it's another group that sits at the high table. Like there's 12 seats or whatever at the high table.
I thought they weren't a part of any of that.
I think they were. I think they were one that sits there. I thought they were, but either way, expanding the world.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, and I hope to see more of that with another Ballerina in the future. But yeah. Do you have anything else on Ballerina?
No, I guess I hope that if they continue, that they leave it's another D name. What's his name?
Daniel?
That they leave Daniel out of it.
I hope to see more.
Put Daniel somewhere else. Daniel's like a TV show guy. Get Daniel out of here. Get him into the Continental or something. I don't want Daniel in my Ballerina movies.
I don't even want to watch the Continental now because, like, I've seen articles coming up now because John Wick is back in the limelight. But that the Continental was not very good, and the co-creator of John Wick and Keanu Reeves told the people that were working on it, like, kind of like gave them advice on like how it should go, or like the feel and everything, and they just ignored them.
Boo.
So,
well, yeah, I don't know. I want more of the John Wick world. I want them to continue on with I feel bad, I can't remember his name. The blind guy from
Kane. Yeah.
His name was Kane.
Yeah.
Okay. Kane.
Yeah.
I want them to continue on with the different people that they've set up. Yeah. It doesn't have to be just John all the time. Of course, I would love it, but I know Keanu's tired. I can respect that.
I really like the ending of Chapter 4. So I mean, they are making Chapter 5.
Yeah, they're blaspheming it.
So they better have something really good. But yeah, I would like to see if they do another Ballerina. I'd like to see more Daniel. I want to see him fight more. But yeah, that should be it. All of our thoughts on Ballerina. So yeah, we'll have a poll up for this episode, and it will be available on Two Ghost Review Instagram and Blue Ghost Review Instagram for 24 hours, and it will be available on the Spotify episode for a good while. And yeah, be sure to leave us some comments to go over, or give
Tell
us
us
a
about
like.
flamethrowers.
Tell us about flamethrowers. Give us all of your knowledge on that, and you can rate our podcast too on Spotify. Give us 5 stars.
I want 5 stars.
Okay.
I want 1 5-star review. It would make me happy.
Me too. Yeah. So next episode we should finally be going over Doctor Who season 2. That's probably a month after it ended, but
well, that's fitting. Except for that finale.
yeah.
The last 10 seconds. Am I right?
We'll get to that next time. Yeah. Well, see you all next time. Bye.